Welcome to Small Business, Big Dreams with Estee Stein. Everyone is here for a purpose, but we don't always know what that purpose is. So if you take your passion and you pair that with your talent, that becomes your purpose. You can make a living out of it, and you can help other people along the way. This show is about meeting people, entrepreneurs, business owners, people who took their dreams and made it a reality. I'm excited to introduce you to my guest today, Juliana Fetherman. Juliana Fetherman, the CEO and founder of Making Authentic Friendships. Hi, Juliana.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Of course.
I'm so excited to have you.
Thank you.
You are a serial entrepreneur.
Some say yes.
And so I want to hear about your Making Authentic Friendships.
Sure.
But also all your other businesses.
Yes, how much time do you have? No. So Making Authentic Friendships is an app that helps people with special needs make friends based on their age, diagnosis, interests, and location. So think like a dating app, that it works like a dating app, but it's for friendships for people with special needs. So Making Authentic Friendships, MAF, are my brother's initials. Michael Andrew Fetherman, my brother's 2 years younger than me, 28, and he has autism and ADHD, and always struggled socially. And growing up, that was always something that was hard for me. I would always have plans and things to do, and he kind of didn't. So when I went to college, I was struggling to find what I wanted to do with my life, and I became the president of the autism club at college, which is something that I didn't know yet, but I was very good at and loved. So I'm like, if I could just create a business and do something for my brother, I could ultimately do this in the real world. So I was a junior in college. I said, I'm gonna make an app. And I had no idea what that entailed. I was extremely naive, extremely green, so they say, and I'm glad I was, because if I wasn't, I honestly don't think I would have done it, because it's a daunting task, extremely expensive, extremely time-consuming, of course, and I was naive. I'm like, yeah, I could just do this with the money in my savings, and that's just not the case, but I did it anyway. And I think that's the best way to achieve your dreams. There's always going to be barriers, and you have to choose, how bad do you want it? Are you going to go over those barriers to achieve what you want to achieve? And that's just my mindset. You could figure anything out.
Did you always know that you wanted to go into business?
No. So I went to college thinking I wanted to go into the health field, actually. I have a bachelor's in health science. I wanted to be a PA.
Where did you go to school?
Sacred Heart University in Connecticut. I wanted to be a PA. I wanted to be an occupational therapist. And then I hated biology. So then I was like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. So again, that's when I did the autism president thing, and the rest was history.
And how did you know, like, what made you think about an app, and what does that look like?
So basically, a lot of people told me to start small, and obviously for a product like this, for it to be very beneficial for users, it needs to have a lot of users, right? And it's like, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Like, you launch this and it has no users, so how is it beneficial for anybody? So a lot of people were like, oh, just start Long Island, just start in New York, and then expand from there. But I never wanted to do that. I really wanted to reach the most people and help the most people I could. And I knew that at this time, like, apps weren't as big as they are now, but they were big already, and I knew that that would be the best way I could actually reach the most amount of people. So I wasn't going to start small, and I just wanted to go big right away. And you know, to date, we serve 8,000 users in all 50 states and 70 plus countries. So I would say that I was able to do just that.
Did you hire someone to create the app? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
So I do everything besides for that. I believe you could teach yourself a lot of things, but obviously when it comes to like coding and things like that, that's a little bit different. It's like a skill that you either have or you don't, and obviously I don't have that skill. It's extremely difficult. So I did hire people, and that was the biggest problem, right? I mean, it's very expensive. When I first got quoted as a junior in college, mind, it was $250,000. That was the quote I got. And at this point, I went into that meeting thinking I could do it with my savings, right? So that just wasn't the case, and I was very taken back. But I said, you know what? I already made an Instagram. I already told everyone I know that I want to do this, so now I'm going to do it. So I raised the money.
Wow. How'd you raise the money?
So many ways. I have an investor in the first version who has a son with autism. I have my parents gave me money and my personal money, and then I did crowdfunding on I Fund Women, which is a women crowdfunding platform. And I started having golf outings, and I have had 9 now, so.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
And the golf outings is once a year?
Yes, so it happens in May, and like I said, I just passed my 9th. So this coming year will be my Big 10, which I can't even believe. And each year it's gotten bigger and bigger, and I can't, it's a lot of work, and anyone who's ever had a golf outing can absolutely tell you that, but it's so worth it. It's the best day ever. Best day of the year. I joke that it's like a wedding every year. I mean, for the planning aspect and also for just the experience of the day. It's just the best. So yeah, we'll be going into my 10th this year, and I'm super excited for that.
I want to hear about the app because, you know, if someone, and again, I am totally unfamiliar with someone with autism.
Sure.
So can you just explain to me as a layperson, like, how does someone with autism know to find the app, go on the app, find a friend? Like, take me through the process.
Sure. So basically, there's two things that happen. There's two types of accounts you could have. So you could either have an individual account where the individual themselves has an account, and that has to happen under two circumstances. You have to be above the age of 17. You can have your own account, and obviously there's individuals who have autism and it's not just autism, it's other special needs as well. So we serve 25 plus different diagnoses. Autism is our most popular because it is one of the more common. And of course, that's what I talk about because that's what my brother has. We didn't want to leave it just to autism. We wanted it to be for all different types of people with special needs. So if you're above the age of 17, you can have an account of your own. But if you're not high functioning enough to have an account of your own, you can have a parent or caregiver account on that person's behalf. But if your child has an account, you could still have a parent or caregiver account, because I think it's just as important, coming from a special needs family myself, for like the parents and the people in the family to find connections as well. Because of course I have friends and great people in my life, but that doesn't necessarily mean they understand like what we go through.
What do you go through?
It's extremely isolating, the life with someone with special needs. And listen, they say if you know one person with autism, you know one person with autism, because the spectrum is so wide. Every person's so different. And my brother has, of course, so many amazing attributes, but also a lot of struggles. And for him, he is verbal. He can do a lot of things on his own, but it's more behavioral for him. So we have a lot of times where he can't control his emotions, and he gets very upset and very angry, and just dealing with that. And it doesn't matter where we are. It doesn't matter if we're in public, restaurant, you know, it doesn't matter. So there's obviously a lot of times in my life where there's been scenes, there's been attention being drawn to you. It's difficult, and never knowing what you're going to get, because he's the most loving person ever. But then some days you don't know what you're getting. You could be getting something completely different. So I think that's been hard, and I think that's like a mutual.
And is part of your, and I want to know more about the app, meaning like
Yes.
beta testing, like, so somebody goes on the app and then what? I want to know what that
Yes.
looks like, but then I
Yes.
also want to know that how you educate people
Sure.
who don't have the exposure to autism or to neurodivergent, whatever they have.
So basically the process of the app, like I said, so you're going to have either a parent account or an individual account, and upon signing up, you're going to do your age, diagnosis, interest, and location. And obviously for safety, it's not location specific. It's just like your zip code, so like general. And then it's going to match you with friend matches, based on criteria that you choose. So if my brother went on it and it wasn't important to him that someone lived near him, he could unselect that, and he could chat with anyone in the country. But if that was important to him, he could select location as a factor. And the same for diagnosis, the same for all of that. So you can really choose and filter it to your own needs and wants in that sense. And then you can chat them, and we have conversation prompts built into the messenger. That way it's like, that's a big struggle for individuals with special needs sometimes. They can't make and keep conversations, so those prompts are in there to allow them to keep the conversation going if they need to.
And did you have somebody help guide you how to build the app in terms of those prompts and checking local, not local, whatever interests they are, or you just intuitively knew what to do or did your own research?
To be honest, it was intuitively. I, of course, did research, and I consulted with my brother, as well as other individuals with special needs that are in our circle, because that's important, obviously. But for me, living it for so long and seeing it with my own eyes, because not only have I lived with my brother for so long, but we're very, very involved in the community, Special Olympics, all different programs and nonprofits, so we're around it a lot. And seeing that firsthand for so long, I'm really able to see, like, I know this is what would be helpful or that would. And I'm also very lucky. The Instagram is very big. I reach 100,000 a month, mostly special needs families, providers, siblings, individuals. So I've been able to get a lot of feedback straight from there.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. And I didn't know anything about it. So thank you for sharing that. But I also want to touch upon, you have other businesses.
I do.
So I'd like to hear about those as well.
Sure. So it all started with Making Authentic Friendships, as we know, and then I wanted to always have a nonprofit piece of that. So Making Authentic Friendships does run under an LLC, which is a for-profit business, because I was very big into wanting people to understand that you can have a business that is for-profit, not because I want it to make me rich, but because you can have a for-profit business that also has a
That
social
serves,
good.
right. Oh, beautiful. I love that.
So I was always big into that, and I also wanted to always do accelerator programs, things like that, which is another way to raise money and also get mentorship and all of that. And that's mostly for for-profit businesses. So I wanted to have access to that as well. But I did want a nonprofit piece. So about, a few years into the for-profit business, I'm like, I'm going to start a nonprofit. So I did. And I have MAF Foundation, which is the sister company to Making Authentic Friendships. It's our 501c3 arm. And that's what we run the golf outing under. So all that money is tax deductible, and we're able to donate it to an array of things. Not only does it help us keep the app running, but it also allows me to do a lot of other things. Something I'm doing right now is special needs teachers have a wish list on Amazon for their classroom. So it's a lot of sensory items and things like that. So that's a big thing that I do this time of year, where I have teachers from the Instagram submit their wish list to me, and I'm able to clear as many as I can. And to date, I've cleared 12 states. I've cleared wish lists in 12 states, and thousands of dollars worth of stuff that's going to classrooms all across the country to help better. Hopefully these teachers will be able to serve their students the best way because of some of the things we can provide. And there's just such a need for that, and honestly it hurts me because I'm getting so many, and I can't do them all obviously, but there's just such a need. So of course I hope to continue to keep growing and being able to do that.
That's incredible. You're like the Santa Claus of
right?
classrooms.
That's what I say.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, I love my job because I get to be like Santa.
Yeah.
And then we have
what kind of things do they ask for?
It depends. Sometimes it's things for the classroom itself, like desk pockets or stools. But a lot of it is sensory items, so sensory toys, sensory books, fidget type of stuff.
And do you get those items donated, or do you have to buy them?
So I buy them all, but with the nonprofit money. So I raise all this money at my golf outing, and then this is one of the pillars of what I do with it. And like I said, I hope it keeps growing so I don't have to turn people away next year. And then with the rest of the money, I have a bowling event every year here on Long Island, usually in the winter. And because, in the winter, everyone's kind of stuck inside. And so it's a bowling event where families of individuals with special needs can come bowl for free with their siblings as well, for free on the nonprofit. And we provide food, bowling, all the things. And it's just a way for them to get out, connect with each other families, things like that.
That's so cute. Where's the bowling?
I do it in Comac.
Comac.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. How many people do you get for an event?
100.
Beautiful.
Yeah, a lot.
And that's once a year also?
Yeah, about once a year. I mean, of course, I would like to expand and do even more, but,
And you said the
raise
app
more
is in
money.
multiple states?
Yeah, all the states and the world. 75
global.
countries. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
Really huge accomplishment.
Thank you.
Hats off to you.
Thank you so much.
Then you also have a jewelry company?
I do. That's my most recent thing. I'm 30 years old, and I'm the only one in my friend group who's not married. They all got married this year, and I was single until recently, and I created a ring company that's promise rings to yourself. So you wear them on your right hand, on your ring finger, as a promise to yourself, because everyone wears an engagement ring, wedding ring. It's a promise from someone else, so you wear it as a promise to yourself.
How'd you come up with that?
I was going on all these bachelorettes and everyone was engaged, and I'm like triggered, and I always wore these, and I'm like, I'm just gonna brand it.
Love that.
Thanks.
And it's called Vowed to Yourself?
Yeah.
Without the E?
Yeah, VOWD. But everything's in my bio, which I'll talk about at the end. And then picnics is the last thing. I mean, we're running.
Oh, we forgot about picnics.
Yeah.
Talk to me about picnics, because that was how the original way I knew about you. But okay.
So I also own Long Island Picnics.
Okay,
yes,
talk about that, because that's adorable.
Thank you. It's a luxury picnic company, and I'm sure most people have seen Pinterest style on the beach, in the park, very artsy, and picnics for every occasion. So we do bachelorette parties, birthdays, proposals, anniversaries, sweet 16s. you name it, we do it. And it's basically just a unique way to have a party. It's the short picnic tables that are like close to the ground with the pillows that you sit on, and then the table is curated based on a color scheme or a theme, and that's fully customizable for the full luxury experience.
That comes with the food, obviously.
It doesn't.
It doesn't come with the food. Oh,
no.
I'm saying obviously. It doesn't come with the food.
No,
Okay.
so people can bring or not bring any food that they want.
It's the decor.
Right. So they have full use of all the plates, glasses, utensils. We provide everything you need for food, as well as take the dirty dishes home, which is my favorite part. Just kidding. But yeah, so people could bring any food they want, but some people don't even eat. Some people just want it for the vibes, which I get.
Do you sell them the kit, or do you set the scape up for them?
I set it up.
I see. So a proposal, so you just walk in and it's all set up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I mean, it's a ton of work, very manual labor heavy, but I really enjoy the process. And what's great about it is I can employ my brother. So it's a short season here on Long Island. May to September pretty much is our busy season. And my brother helps me with a lot of them. And he doesn't carry out money, but I'll throw him $20 just for him to learn, like, oh, you do hard work, you earn money.
What does he do for you?
Just helps carry stuff.
That's beautiful.
And like assist me. I'll be like, oh, can Michael hand me the glasses, hand me the napkins, you know. And I mean, it is a few person job typically, so like my parents will come, my boyfriend will come, but yeah, it's good for Michael to learn.
And you do that all over Long Island?
All over Long Island, Hamptons to Nassau.
How do people find that business?
Long Island Picnics on Instagram.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
And that's how people find you?
I book
Word of
mostly
mouth?
through Instagram, yeah, and word of mouth. I mean, I do have a website, but I'd say like most of it comes
Do you
through
run
Instagram.
ads on Instagram?
No.
No, you just post it, people find it.
Yeah, it's been organic. I started 3 years ago because I wanted one for my birthday. So I just bought the stuff, and then I was like, oh, I have this stuff. Let me make an Instagram. And it kind of blew up from there, and now I never have a weekend ever.
So where did you get this entrepreneurial spirit from?
Honestly, I have no idea. My dad is the president of his corporate company, but he had the...
What kind of company?
Bookbinding. He's an engineer by trade, but he's the CEO of a bookbinding Swiss company. But he kind of did it the traditional way, which is he went up the ladder. He started as entry level, and he worked all the way up, and now he's the CEO. So when I went to him with the fact that I wanted to start businesses, he was like, I'm in business, but that's like a whole different ball game. So it's been a learning process for all of us. He's obviously able to help me with a lot of like advice and like guidance and stuff like that, but really he's learned a lot through it too, and it's been really great to watch because, you know, he's middle-aged, and for him to be able to like get out there and learn something new as well has been really fun for us.
So you just do all this yourself? You're like a one-woman show?
Yes.
And then you just get people to help you out as needed as you go?
Yes. So my whole family is the board of my nonprofit. I'm the president, my mom's the vice president, my dad's the treasurer, Michael's secretary. So yes, it's fully a family affair, and, you know, obviously friends, family, whoever helped me out along the way, but if you can't tell, I'm a little like control freaky, which I think a lot of good business people are, I will say. So yeah, I'm very serious about the picnics being a certain way and everything being a certain way. Of course, I've learned over the years to let go of some of that, but yeah.
What lights you up? If you could only do one thing in the day, which business would it be?
That's a great question, and it's a cliche answer, but honestly, they all light me up in different ways. Like I said, the picnic is like a creative outlet more so, which I like that process, but then the app and the other things, like I'm making the world a better place, which is really all I ever wanted to do. And I started the business with that goal, and that goal only. It was never about making money. It was never about being in Forbes or the Today Show or all the things I've gotten to do before 30, which is so exciting. But it was never about that. I've said if I could help one person with this, then it was successful. And, you know, I'm proud to say I've been able to do that. And no matter what happens moving forward, I consider it success.
And what would you tell somebody who might be considering starting a business, whether it's a profit or a nonprofit business? What would you tell them for advice?
I would tell them to do it, obviously, no matter what it takes. I mean, obviously, it would have been very easy for me when I got this first app quote for $250,000 for me to say, oh, jump ship, too much, can't do it, that's insane. And it is insane. But I decided not to, because I'm like, in life, we have one life to live, and we could figure it out. And I did. And I think it's like silly, but I believe in being delusional to a point. If you're delusional as an entrepreneur, you need to be delusional. Like, this is gonna work, I'm gonna figure it out, I'm gonna wake up with the money, and you know, it's gonna work.
How do you have time to do all these businesses?
Not to be conceited, but I think I'm very good at time management. I'm very good at compartmentalizing each thing. And also it's like seasonal. So obviously from like May to September, I'm in picnic mode. And of course I'm still working on my other businesses, but picnics take up more of my brain capacity, time, all the things. And then from September to May, I'm in golf outing mode, where I'm planning this huge event that has 200 people every year, and it obviously takes a lot. So from most of the year, I'm planning the golf outing. And then the in-between times, I'm doing the app, I'm doing the other things. So it's really just about like being where I am.
So now talk to me a little bit about being focused, because you mentioned that a lot of your business is posting on Instagram, and that's how people find you. Mm-hmm. But do you find when you go on the app that all of a sudden the time sucks you in because you saw this or a friend DM'd you that, or and then how do you control your time? How do you get back your time? Does it happen to you? And if so, how do you stop yourself from getting down that rabbit hole?
I mean, I think it happens to all of us, but I'm also not like hard on myself, because it is like life, you know? So like I could be doing something on the picnic Instagram or the app Instagram and, you know, get a DM or something on my personal account and switch over, and it's just like, I'm not gonna beat myself up over that, right? I think we live in a society, especially like hustle culture, like to succeed, I need to be working 50-hour week, you know, and I just don't think that's true. I think you need to just work when you can, have a life, have a family, have a personal life, and just not be hard on yourself.
Your parents must be so proud of you.
They are, yes. My parents are the best. Yeah, I truly couldn't do any of it without them. Their unwavering support throughout the years has been inspiring for any parents out there, and I really hope that if a parent sees this that has a child that wants to start a business, they take this as a sign to be just as encouraging, because the world needs more of that, I think.
And you were saying, take me back a little bit, because we were talking about how there are a lot of different options for neurodivergent people, mm-hmm. people with autism and other mm-hmm. Issues. So can you speak a little bit about that? Because I don't think that people are aware of all of this, all of these services that are out there.
Are you talking specifically for friendship, or?
Not just friendship, but I think
like Special Olympics and stuff.
Yes, you mentioned other things.
Well, it's interesting you say that, because I actually am getting the app rebranded, which is like breaking news. So the app needs to be updated. So I am currently working with new developers. We are re-updating the app, basically creating it from scratch with all new features and all new everything. So that's very exciting. Should be like about 6 months down the line that should be available. So yes. In my next phase of the app, I do want to have a place there where you can see organizations near you that can be helpful, whether it's for socialization or like nonprofits near you. But there really are. I know we were talking before this, and you were like, I didn't know how much there was. And honestly, like, we're in it, and sometimes we come across things, and I'm like, how did we not know that this exists? So I think having a place, like a centralized place where I could list it all, will also be a really beneficial piece of the app. But yeah, Michael's involved in Special Olympics. He plays 4 sports. My dad coaches 4 sports, and we're very involved in that. And, all these nonprofits. He works for Smile Farms, which is farms across Long Island that employ people with special needs. And that's 1-800-Flowers, nonprofit, good friends of ours. Jim McCann is great. And so many Spectrum Designs, another work program, screen printing. So we're connected with all these people through what I do. And it's just great.
It's incredible. It's really incredible. Thank you so much for coming.
Of course.
And for educating me and our guests. And I look forward to seeing you in the future.
Thank you.
And hearing great things from you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Juliana.
Likewise.
Thank you for coming.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
And thank you for joining us. And join us next time when we meet somebody else who took their dreams and made it a reality.